It started as any typical workday for pizza delivery driver Joey Grundle, first taking an order, jumping into his car, driving to a customer's home in Waldo, Wisconsin with a hot pizza, knocking on the door of that customer's residence, awaiting the usual brief transaction that accompanies the delivery. Exchange the pizza for payment and maybe a few nice words while heading to the next destination. But when the door opened, Joey was presented with a scene that made him freeze in his steps. In a moment, his ordinary shift turned into a critical life-or-death moment. Joey Grundle never anticipated that his regular pizza delivery would be anything more than a transaction. After 2 years of working at Domino's Pizza, he fell into a rhythm of dropping pizzas off all over Waldo. In an interview with CBS 58 in October 2018, he candidly described his usual approach. "I don't really expect anything. I just kind of expect to show up and leave." Of the 15 to 20 stops he normally makes on a shift, usually without incident, September 2018 proved to be quite the exception. What had started as a routine delivery turned out to be far more serious. Joey walked up to the house as he had so many times, pizza in hand, expecting nothing more exciting than a mediocre tip. When the door opened, a man greeted Joey, apparently unremarkable. But something was different this time. As Joey was handing over the pizza, he noticed a woman in the background, and upon closer look, he saw something that really disturbed him, a distinct black eye on her face. "I could see a black eye on her right eye," Joey later recounted to the news station. The woman's eyes locked on Joey's, and in that charged moment, she mouthed 2 critical words: "Help me." The silent plea hung in the air, heavy with desperation. Joey knew in an instant that this was no ordinary delivery. This was a possible cry for rescue. He needed to keep his cool. Anything out of the ordinary might turn the situation lethal. So Joey continued on with calm deliberation, taking the money for the pizza and acting as normal as could be. "After the guy gave me the money for the pizza, I got in my car and started driving back to the store," he said. But Joey had no intention of deserting the woman. As soon as he was safe, he sprang into action. "That's when I called 911. He related to CBS 58 in just moments, going from a pizza delivery guy to an unlikely hero. The tension Joey felt in those moments was just unimaginable. No pizza delivery driver is trained for rescue missions, let alone navigating a possibly violent domestic situation. What started as a routine delivery had transformed into a high-stakes intervention that could spiral catastrophically at any moment. Upon the arrival of law enforcement, the scene turned into a tense confrontation. The man, later identified as Dean Hoffman, tried to interfere with the officer's work, physically holding the woman and not allowing her to get any help. Her desperation was palpable, her silent pleas from earlier now matched by a visible struggle to break free. After several moments of high tension, the standoff dissolved. The officers managed to separate the two, quickly taking Hoffman into custody while simultaneously securing the safety of the woman. It was a quick resolution to what could have been a much darker scenario. The backstory that came up was really very disturbing. Hoffman and the woman had been together since 2016 and lived for around 2 years before she finally moved out in the summer of 2018. What ensued after that was a nightmare, as it came out with incidents that really revealed the true depths of his violent intentions. According to criminal records, Hoffman invaded the woman's home without permission, a brazen act of aggression. The confrontation quickly turned physical. He overpowered her, striking her in the face and leaving the distinctive black eye Joey had noticed. But his violence didn't stop there. In a terrifying escalation, Hoffman took the power cord of a vacuum cleaner and used it to tie the woman's hands and feet behind her back, effectively hog-tying her. He then took a towel and stuffed it into her mouth to prevent her from calling for help, muffling her screams and making it hard for her to breathe. She was at his mercy, trapped and terrified. Joey's unexpected interference had become her lifeline, a pizza delivery that transformed into a critical moment of rescue. It was still a nightmare, with Hoffman not letting the woman go and releasing her from the bonds, but further preventing her from going out. Hours passed with the situation being volatile. It came to a critical point when Hoffman mentioned having a weapon in his car and started making threats that he would hurt the woman and himself. The shocking twist was that Hoffman ordered a pizza from Domino's, a move that would prove to be pivotal. This ordinary act would turn out to be the unexpected lifeline that disrupted his violent plans. Eventually, after a tense standoff, Hoffman surrendered to law enforcement. The charges against him were severe. Newsweek reported multiple serious offenses, including kidnapping, false imprisonment, and victim intimidation, each charge reflecting the gravity of his actions. The story soon led to media attention. Joey, the pizza delivery guy who became the unlikely Good Samaritan, found himself thrust into the spotlight. From there, he did an interview with CBS 58 along with WITI Milwaukee. Then, his story started appearing on various websites, making rounds through different avenues. Reflecting upon the experience, Joey was able to dole out a powerful word of wisdom for others. "Sometimes it's best to just pay attention to what's going around you," he told CBS 58. "You just don't know when someone's trying to give you just that little hint." What started out to be a very ordinary pizza delivery had quickly turned into a life-saving call, one of those moments where heroism can strike when one least expects it. Joey's quick thinking and compassion could well have saved the situation from getting even worse. This is a stern reminder that times like these, awareness and willingness to act may make all the difference in someone's life. Sometimes all it takes to change everything is to be observant and a little courageous.